When I was 8, I made a promise in the woods behind my childhood home. I don't remember what I promised or even to whom, but I remember the feeling. A childish oath whispered to the trees, sealed with a secret handshake with the mossy bark. My friends and I used to play there, daring each other to go deeper, to touch the oldest tree at the heart of the forest. We called it the wishing tree, and we believed it could grant anything if you gave it something in return. I moved away when I was 12, and the memory faded. Life got busy, my family drifted apart, and the woods became just another story from my past. I never thought about that promise again until last month, when my mom called to say she was selling the house. She wanted me to help pack up one last visit before everything changed. The first night back, I couldn't sleep. The house felt smaller, the air heavier. I found myself staring out the window at the black line of trees, feeling a strange pull. I told myself it was nostalgia, but it felt more like unfinished business. The next morning, I wandered into the woods, following the old path, half expecting to find the fort we built or the rope swing we tied to a branch. Instead, I found the wishing tree. It was bigger than I remembered, its trunk split and twisted, roots clawing at the earth. The bark was covered in names, hundreds, maybe thousands, some fresh, some nearly erased by time. I ran my fingers over the rough surface, searching for something familiar. That's when I saw it, my own name, carved deep and clean, as if it had been done yesterday. I froze. I never carved my name here. I was too scared, always letting my friends go first. But there it was, unmistakable, the same awkward handwriting I had as a kid. Next to it, a date, the day I left town. A cold wind rustled the leaves, and I heard a voice behind me. "You never kept your promise." I spun around, but no one was there. The woods were silent, the air thick with the scent of damp earth and something sweet, almost rotten. I tried to laugh it off, but the feeling of being watched wouldn't go away. I turned to leave, but the path was gone. The trees pressed closer, branches arching overhead, blocking out the sun. I walked for what felt like hours, but the forest kept circling me back to the tree. Each time the names seemed to multiply, the bark swelling with new scars. I saw names I recognized, old friends, neighbors, even my father's, though he'd never set foot in these woods. Some names were crossed out, the wood beneath them blackened and split. I called out, hoping someone would hear me, but the only answer was the wind. My phone had no signal, the battery draining faster than it should. I tried to retrace my steps, but the forest twisted around me, the trees shifting when I wasn't looking. As night fell, the whispers started. They came from the tree, low and urgent, voices overlapping in a language I almost understood. I pressed my hands over my ears, but the words burrowed into my mind. "You promised. You forgot. We remember." I stumbled back to the tree, desperate, and saw something new. A hollow in the trunk, just big enough for a hand. I reached inside, feeling cold, wet wood and something sharp. I pulled out a scrap of paper, yellowed and brittle. On it, in my childish scrawl, was the promise I'd made. I promised to come back and never forget you. I remembered now. The day I left, I'd sworn to return, to visit the tree and my friends every summer. But I never did. I'd grown up, moved on, left the forest and its memories behind. The tree pulsed with light, the names glowing faintly, faces formed in the bark, my friends, my father, all the people who'd made promises and broken them. Their eyes were hollow, their mouths open in silent screams. I tried to run, but the roots snaked around my ankles, pulling me down. The whispers grew louder, a chorus of broken promises, until I couldn't hear my own thoughts. I clawed at the earth, begging for forgiveness, but the tree only tightened its grip. When I woke, it was morning. I was lying at the edge of the woods, dirt under my nails, my name still burning on the tree. My phone was dead, my arms covered in scratches that spelled out words I didn't want to read. I left that day, but the forest hasn't let me go. Every night I dream of the tree, the faces, the promises I broke. I see new names appear in the bark, people who forget, people who leave. The forest remembers every promise, every lie, every broken oath. If you ever make a promise in the woods, keep it. The forest never forgets.